Hello and welcome back to another video. For today's video, I have 3 problems that I need to solve. So without any further introduction, let's jump right into problem number 1. Alright, I know you're wondering, aren't these the exact same thing? Is one of them broken? Why did you order another one? Well, let me switch cameras here and go ahead and explain to you why I need 2 of these. So right here is my main camera. If you're interested what it is, I will put a link to it down in the description. But for this main camera, I have 2 main ways of setting up my shots. The first way is with one of these, a Joby GorillaPod, and the other way is by using my tripod, which is better for shots where I don't want there to be a lot of movement and I want it to be really stable. The problem is that Joby, who makes this GorillaPod, which is kind of a small tripod, they don't make a large tripod. So in order for me to have a tripod and a GorillaPod, I have to have them from 2 separate companies, which means I have to have 2 separate connectors right here. This is what you have to screw into the bottom of your camera so you can set it up either to a GorillaPod or to a tripod. This one is to my tripod, and this one is for my GorillaPod. So as you can guess, it's pretty annoying having to screw and unscrew these, especially with the GorillaPod, because in order to get it really exactly how you want it to be, you have to use something like a dime or a nickel or whatever piece of money you have on you in order to really tighten it. Whereas with this one, it's a lot easier because it does come with its own little screw. So here's the solution. We take this top part of the GorillaPod and we unscrew it. Then we take the connector to my main tripod and we screw this onto that main connector. So now we take this main piece and we connect it to my main tripod that I use for my stable shots. And we have it connected just like that so that it sits perfectly. So now we can take our main camera and just slide it right into this. You hear it click right there. It sits perfectly right on top of there. Or if we want to do the other way, we can quite simply slide it back in right there. It's a little lopsided right now because I'm doing all of this with just one hand. But then I can pick this bad boy right back up and we are good to go, and I can be a lot easier with switching between my tripod and switching between my handheld. That is problem number 1 solved. Now let's move on to problem number 2. The second problem is this door. Who in their right mind decided to design a door with 5 windows that you can see in and out of? People can just look into my apartment whenever they feel like it with these windows. First off, that's weird. Second off, that's a pretty big security threat. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna take this sheet that I don't use on my bed because I just use a fitted sheet and a comforter. We're gonna take this sheet and we're gonna makeshift ourselves a nice little door cover. Alright, problem number 2 has been solved. As you can see, there is some light that still makes its way inside, but if you get up right next to it, you can't see outside and you can't see inside, which is exactly what we were trying to prevent, so we are good to go. Does it look absolutely ugly? 100%, but it gets the job done and that is what we needed. So 2 problems down, 1 more to go. I belong to you. Do just what you want. So the last problem for the day is to watch Avengers Endgame. Technically, I did watch it. I went to the movie theater when it was first released, and I listen to it, but with my eyesight, I have a really hard time with movie theaters because typically a movie theater screen is a lot darker than a normal TV, and everything around you is really dark, so it's really hard to distinguish for me with my eye condition. So technically, I already know what's going to happen, I know the entire plot, but I missed out on basically every single action scene, and it was really hard to tell a lot of what was going on in between all of the plots. So I'm really excited to watch it. I'm gonna do that, and then afterwards we will end this video and call it a day. And that is Avengers Endgame. I'm honestly really grateful that I was able to watch this movie. Over the past year, a lot has changed. I've lost a lot of vision. I've given up a lot of things. But to have this one movie and to be able to kind of conclude my childhood, because I grew up on these movies. I watched them all the time growing up as a kid. I have so many memories of going to theaters with my siblings, watching these movies and discussing them. So it just feels really good to be able to watch this final conclusion and really truly enjoy it. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do that with movies, but if this was the last one and this was the last story I ever saw, I'd honestly be happy with that because it was an incredible conclusion to a really awesome story. But that is all that I have for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.